Bo-hunkers.
Bo-hookers?
Bo-hunkers.
Bo-hunkers?
Oh, I beg your pardon. Hoboken.
Hoboken. Oh, well, Mr. Conductor, I want to go to Hot Town.
Hot town?
Yes, sir.
That's the last stop.
Last-
All aboard.
All right, sir.
Hey, hi everybody. It's a work in progress. I'm not fully up to speed yet. Let's put some music on. This is Ansatsu. We're not doing anything. Nice. I just wanted to stream tonight.
Tethercat said test. Tethercat said test.
Still nothing on the Twitch side, eh? Gosh darn it. Anyway, hey everyone. Oh, yeah, not having a great day. I am having a good day, just not a great day. I've had better. We've got that going on. Can we Twitch username? Activate source or sign in? Or both. Let's activate the source. And let's sign in. Alright. Twitch.
Tethercat said poke poke.
Wait, I gotta update my
Greed underscore 1914 said poke poke.
Poke poke indeed. Here's to hoping, eh? How's it going, Greed? So, yeah, I'm not having the best day, but I've had worse. So it's doable. It's doable. Let's try refresh. Okay. We're gonna do this.
Tethercat said 1-2. Tethercat said 3-4.
Nothing. Gosh darn it. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, we've been having I've been having a bit of a rough day. A good day, but a rough day. I wanted to come back, stream something, slash anything. See if I can get this Twitch integration of chat working, if anything. It's close. I mean, we tried it the other day and we had both YouTube and Twitch going. And then we tried it the past couple streams, we had neither going. And now currently we've got YouTube, so that's a plus. That's one of them. That happened. Let's see, reload this source. Also, my window's open. How these things happen. Clear cache and storage? Sure. User agents? Do I have a custom user agent for Twitch? I must. Use config file.
Greed_1914 said Tethercat lives at the racetrack.
Don't even get me started because I do actually have horse racing games. Just ask Mini-Me. and by God, I'll play them. That's funny though. Tethercat does live at the racetrack. Alright, let's see if, well, first of all, let's head back over to, refresh that. Links. Copy and copy. Head back over here. Properties. Paste. Okay, and refresh. Alright, Twitch.
Tethercat said OOP.
No, nothing. Chat is abstinent against the Twitch integration. Gosh darn it. So anyway, yeah. What else? I have had a busy week. I have had one cracker of a busy week. Yesterday, I think I worked a 16-hour day. Try WebSocket. And, yeah, it's just, you know, I've just been struggling to get through it all, which I've succeeded. I mean, I'm here, so that's a great sign. Aha. But yeah. And I thought I had things to say. Things to say. And you know what? Clearly, I do not. Definitely don't have things to say. I can barely remember anything these days. Something called the Billy stream ID. Pretty sure I got Billy. Do I have that in here? Wouldn't that be funny if I could stream on Billy as well? Twitch, YouTube, Billy. Uh-oh. I think I closed down my my passwords folder. There it is. There you go, yeah. Yes, silly. Billy, where would I even have that? Here's a fun fact. Tethercat debuted on Billy and never went and returned back. That's a little bit of an oversight on my part. I'm gonna set up a... Yeah, and I lost my password. I'm gonna set up a debut stream, throw it on Billy once. 3-minute debut stream, and then never return to it again. Good job, Tethercat. Suppose I can check my email and send a, can I? What am I doing? Is it Billy? I don't know. Was it? Or was it something else? Yeah, Billy. Oh, Nico. That was the name of the stream. Not Billy, but Nico. I might add that as a source. Where's my Nico account? So yeah, this is the stream, everybody. Welcome. We are not doing much of anything. Just sitting around chilling and chatting. And most importantly, we are distracting. We are taking our minds off the fates of the world. Nico... Actually, I'll see if I have Billy in my emails anywhere. And the answer is no, so it must be Nico. And here we go. My activation stream. Says here I debuted on Nico on July 13th, 2023. Cool beans. See, things you never know. What's my ID number? Let's take a look at other chat sites. Enter the full URL for the source. No, that's way too much effort. If I can't even get Twitch up and running, I'm not going to go and try and find some obscure URL source to stream from.
Greet_1914 said Nico comeback stream.
I should. I would love to. Let's work on getting Twitch before we get the Nico stream. Because, I mean, my God, if we can't even do that. Oh, hello, what are you? Sign into Twitch, yes please. Log in. Tethercat, password. That ain't it. What's my Twitch password? Where is that? Twitch password, Doko. Twitch password, Doko. My Twitter password? That's not gonna help nothing. Okay, so it says it's that. Thought I typed that in as my password, but oh, I had the silly thing in reverse. The browser is not currently supported. Don't care. Log in. And everything is against me tonight. Anyway, yeah. Just rocking it, aren't we? Please use a recommended browser. Oh, okay. It says here on the thing, activate source, use WebSockets instead. Alright, so let's boot over to that and use a WebSocket instead. Reload. User agent settings. Auto. Reload.
Minimi Cursor 96 said
Hey,
hello.
how are ya? I am
Minimi
back.
Cursor 96 said doing okay thanks.
Excellent.
How are you?
I am currently attempting to regain access to that really awesome streaming program that showed all of my chat settings because it was awesome. And currently it's not awesome, and that's slightly troublesome. Enable local server, that'd be nice. Nope. It says, do you wish to clear all data, all settings, all cache, and all cookies for all sites? No. Definitely don't want to do that. I mean, already bad enough as is. Okay, let's copy. Let's head over here to social stream. And yeah, I'm not doing too great. Not gonna lie, I'm not doing too great. And you know, I'm running with it. Active. Properties. That in there. Refresh. All right, let's test this out. Where's our chat window? It's right here.
Tethercat said 1-2. Tethercat said 3-4.
Dang it. Oh well. You know what we'll do? We'll once again we'll just pop up actual Twitch chat, which I don't want to do, but such is the hand of fate we're dealt with. What else? So anyways, hey, Steam Summer Sale is on, and there's a whole bunch of Steam games. For anyone who's taken a look, for anyone who's curious, wants to see their favorite web streamer get in on some Steam sale action and play some wonderful video games, by all means, go ahead and get in touch with your favorite streamer and tell them what you want them to play, especially if it's on the Steam sale. I looked at about 10 games and I hit purchase. I threw all 10 games into my cart today, and it came to just shy of what I would pay for a month of rent. I had to decline on purchasing those 10 games.
Reed_1914 said time to buy cheap games that there isn't time to play.
Precisely. Absolutely. You nailed it. I'm lucky if I can play, like, and let's face facts. I've got a backlog catalog. You know what? This is ass. I'm gonna head over to the reading room. Hell yeah, a little better. Kind of missed out on that music. I should get that music back up running. Also, I should change up my eyeballs. Hey, now I'm upright. Yes, I actually have so many games on my unplayed library list that how and why can I even justify trying to get more games? I mean, it's just ludicrous. Just ain't happening. So oh well. And we've got other games too. We've got games from like half-started games. I haven't finished Metroid Prime. Probably a third of the way through Metroid Prime. We started playing Bewitches the other day, and that was incredibly fun. And I can't find time to play part 2. We played 7 hours on stream of Bewitches on last Saturday. I'm gonna have to find time for another 7-hour stream because that game didn't end and I didn't want it to end. So that was fun. Bewitches was very good. And by the way, I'm being facetious, and I was being facetious during the stream, and I'm being facetious now. Let's air all the dirty laundry, shall we? That game that I played last Saturday was an erotica game. It was a lewd game. Some would call it a fetish game. It was entitled B.E. Witches. B.E. Witches. And the B.E. stood for a certain something something, which is why when I was playing it, I made reference to the Princess Hikokomori, which was a previous game that I played in that same genre. So let's address those two elephants in the room right now and get that out of the way. So when I say that it's called Bewitches, I am being facetious, a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It's with a little bit of humor. But I think we all understood what that game was about. And if not, well, you can just go back to the VOD. I threw in some timestamps and they explain everything quite adequately. Regardless of that aspect, I had a lot of fun playing Bewitches, and I want to get back into it because it had a pretty solid storyline. Had solid storyline, solid gameplay mechanics, fantastic music, great art design. It checked all the boxes. So I want to get back into that. Summer Steam sale. There was one game on my list which I like to buy low. I like to buy small. If a game is on there for $3, that goes in the bin. That goes in the pile. I love that. But I saw one game in there, and it's an edutainment game. There you go, Translation Chan, you got it. Edutainment game. And the game teaches you how to play. It teaches you Japanese. The game allows you to learn Japanese. And it's got some accolades. It's highly touted. It is revered. It has high praise. But the game is also, even with the Steam sale and even at sale cost, $60 plus. $60. That ain't cheap. I recently purchased for my off stream Final Fantasy VII, the new one. That was an $80 game that I'd been waiting and waiting and waiting, and it finally went down to $40. And I was like, okay, $40. I can play that game for $40, sure. $60 for an unplayed game that makes me learn Japanese? $60 is a little pricey. So I'm not doing $60. Not for that. Duolingo is free. So we can find other how to learn Japanese games is what I'm getting at. Now what else? Actually, let me see. Can I open up my Steam? Can I see what some of the games are that I saw? Opening up my Steam will allow me to look at the games I saw, the games in my wish list, and the games that are currently in my library that I just have no time to play. There's a jump scare game, literally called a jump scare scare jump. Good job. Sorry, whenever you hear me do those long pauses, because there's vehicles and people talking outside, that does carry into the stream. There's a game called Drop Duchy, which I've seen other people play, and it's kind of like Tetris meets tower defense world building, and I kind of like that. It's got a good vibe to it. What have I got in my list? My cart. Those are the big ones. Over in my library, my unplayed games. Oh, you know what I bought the other day? I bought a game called Into the Maw. M-A-W. Into the Maw. And it looks fun. Incredibly fun. However, it's a multiplayer 2 to 4 person co-op game. And I don't know 3 other people. I mean, if you wonder why I don't do too many collabs on my channel, it's because I don't know anyone. I barely know. I enjoy other YouTubers. I chat from time to time. I visit their channels and I chat with them, but I'm still too shy to invite them into streams or into collabs. I don't often chat with other VTubers and say, hey, do you want to join my stream? I'm doing a thing. I don't do that. And from what I can tell, no one has purchased Into the Maw. So there's very little chance of me playing that on stream, much to my utter and complete sadness, because it looks like a very fun game. What else? I was gonna do some art stuff tonight, and I can't remember what I was gonna do.
Greed_1914 said more VTubers need to join for crime and punishment.
Oh, greed, crime and punishment. So let's talk about crime and punishment for a moment. You've noticed, you're bringing it up, you've noticed I haven't been playing crime and punishment recently. And there's a reason for that, and I've actually discussed it. I've discussed it off stream in the every now and then, where I contact a certain fruit bat and we share our conversation briefly. I've talked about it with quite a few of my bailiffs off stream. So I've taken a bit of a hiatus playing crime and punishment. It's true. The biggest reason, the primary reason for that, is due to the social political climate of the world. Currently, the United States is not a legally friendly place to be. And I say that, as a Canadian, I say that in retrospect to the previous 4 years. Within the past 4 years, leading up to the end of 2024, Crime and Punishment was an incredibly fun game. That was a game that hated the player. It was a travesty of justice. It was insulting to anyone who had a brain. Cases of fraud, of mischief, of jaywalking, leading all the way up into cases which I noticed, physical proof, I noticed that YouTube was banning whenever I would type in or say a certain phrase. It got crazy, and it escalated. And then we entered into 2025, And the world did a little bit of a mental flip-flop. Once again, as a Canadian on our end, we had an election, a federal election. We voted in a new prime minister. Who's that going to be? Is it going to be a good guy, a bad guy? Is it going to be someone we can trust? Is it going to be someone who will betray us? Who knows? And there was a lot of concern in Canada, in the US, overseas, other nations. And a lot of things have been remedied. But the US still remains a contentious hotspot politically, as well as with its legal system, which is currently a farce. I love streaming and I love providing entertainment to anyone who will join in and watch my streams. I like being a chill streamer, settling back, having a couple of laughs with, but never at. I don't like laughing at or making expenses at. I like laughing with. I like everyone joining in on the joke. And Crime and Punishment tasted wrong. It wasn't fun. If you go back and you watch the final stream of Crime and Punishment, it wasn't fun. It was a mockery of the United States judicial system, which in any other time frame would be considered egregious, would be outlandish, absurd, nonsensical, fictional. But at this point in time, when you're talking in cases of Crime and Punishment, when the case is arson or jaywalking or whatever, walking around with nunchucks, and they have to call in the ACLU, you know what? Just stop being fun. So I took a hiatus. I've spoken to this with the bailiffs, and I said we're going to take a break until the U.S. political and judicial systems iron themselves out and become a little bit more sane. Once sanity returns to the United States, for sure we're going to dive back into the Crime and Punishment streams. But until then, we're taking a bit of a break. And I hope that justifies why that action was taken. It is definitely a conscious decision on the part of myself.
Greed _ 1914 said, I hope that day comes soon, and not just for the game.
As do I, as do probably 100 million people around the world. 50 million people of whom reside within the United States. We all hope that sanity returns. Absolutely. Until then, you'll notice that following the election, immediately following the US election, and the Canadian election for that matter, because they were pretty close together, and following that final Crime and Punishment stream, take a look at the games I was playing, because I do list them chronologically. And you should see that the majority of them are very fluffy. The majority of the games I were playing had no consequences. Oh yeah, it's sorry, I got distracted by people driving and yelling outside. A little bit of a sidebar. I was out earlier today. Like I say, I haven't been having a great day. I've been a bit of a rough day. And I went out to the park. Figured I'd go down there and just touch grass, walk around with my sandals, maybe take my sandals off, just enjoy the water, the grass, the sand. And it's prom night. Apparently it's prom night. All the teenagers are down there with prom night. All the teenagers are dressed and drunk and taking selfies and hooping and hollering because it's graduation and it's prom night. You know what? Good for them. Not so good for me, especially mentally. So I went down to the park. I heard people driving around going, woo, dressed in tuxedos and gowns. And I just decided, nope, I'm going to come back here, pop on a stream, and chill out with all you. So that's this old cat's point of view. By the way, I'm having a hydration check. So hydration check, everybody.
Tethercat said hydration check. Tethercat said hydration check.
Yeah. So yeah, anyways, to get back to the streaming and the games, if you take a look at post Crime and Punishment, immediately after that, I decided that I was going to play some very fluffy, lighthearted games, and I don't regret my decision at all. And let's face it, the Crime and Punishment streams never got huge traffic. However, and you missed it. I raised my hand pointedly. If I were on my 3D avatar, you'd see me raising my hand pointedly. I said, however, with a finger up in the air. Traffic never concerned me when it came to the Crime and Punishment streams, or any of my streams in general. But for the Crime and Punishment streams, I knew I was not getting traffic. However, they were so fun, and I had such a loyal viewership. Almost anyone who popped in and watched one or two of the cases on Crime and Punishment became repeat viewers, whether they participated or not, because I can see the stats on the back end. They were fun streams. It's a fun game. I want to play it again. But, yeah. I can't remember where I was going with that, but I was always happy playing the Crime and Punishment games.
Minimi Cursor 96 said it's been a while.
It really has been a while, and it's gonna be a little while longer, but not to worry, they will come back. On the topic of the fruit bat, I mentioned the fruit bat earlier. June Kawamori, VTuber extraordinaire, the ever exceptional June Kawamori. I do chat with her from time to time, although it is with increasing infrequency. I am not at liberty to say what's going on with her, although I can tell you that she, at least to my knowledge, is still continuing her post-secondary education studies, because if you recall, she graduated post-secondary and...
Greed _ 1914 said I hope June is doing well. I miss her.
Absolutely, and she knows that.
Minimi Cursor 96 said I miss her.
And she knows that. In fact, in our last conversation, which was probably a little over... God, it's been within the last month anyway. She expressed that she also misses all of you, and not just yourself, Greed, not just yourself, Mini-Me, but literally her entire Junebat community. She told me that she does miss all of you. She really, truly, sincerely does. I know she's going through a lot right now. Just life stuff. She's going through a lot of life stuff right now. She's an adult, and I praise her at every opportunity I can.
Minimi Cursor 96 said wasn't it her birthday yesterday if I'm not mistaken?
You know what? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. In fact, your guess is better than mine. I don't know. I'm a June bat, but I'm not as much a June bug. I keep calling it June bats. June bugs. See, and there you go. I'm not as much a June bug as all the other June bugs. However, I am a friend. So if you June bugs know when her birthday is, I trust you on that. Next time I get in touch with her, I'll send along that message that all the June bugs wished a happy birthday. She does have access to her own Discord. I don't even have a Discord. She has a Discord. So I'm sure that she's aware. But anyways, she's adulting. And I praise her at every opportunity I can for successfully adulting. A lot of people in their post-teenage, early adulthood, when they're just getting started, when they're starting to get established, when they're looking into future job prospects, when they're looking into their life paths, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. She's got a great head on her shoulders. She is a smart cookie. She's great. So, and by the way, this, you can tell that I'm old because I'm still using those pronouns of she. She's expressed explicitly on her streams that sometimes she goes by she, sometimes she goes by they. Yeah, she's made streams about it. I will call her she. I should call her they, but she is doing wonderful. She's successfully adulting. She has her days of laughter. She has her days of stress. She's got an amazing support system on her side. I can assure all of you that. She's got solid support, and she's anxious to return. She is excited at some point, in some capacity, to return to the June bugs, and at least give y'all an update of how she's doing. But I can assure all of you right now that speaking with June Kaumari, she is successfully adulting and transitioning into the next phase of her life, which is becoming, her own person, becoming autonomous, independent, successful, striving for those things that adults do. Why are dogs barking inside? Anyway, so that's the update that I can provide on June Kaumari, is that she misses all her June bugs, and she is looking forward to getting back in touch in some fashion, manner, or form, but it's going to be at a time of her choosing when she feels that time is right. And all of us, myself included, can only look forward to when that day returns. So there's that update. It's probably more than the June bugs have heard about June Kaumari in quite some time, and I feel bad about that too. One of the conversation snippets that her and I had, again in our most recent conversation, was and I'm not patting my own back here. This is not me patting my own back, but she did say that she was pleased, she was happy. I'm not going to say she was proud. She said that she was happy that she was able to offset some of the June bugs to my stream. And I don't think it's just my stream, because I know that she's hosted, if you take a look at her previous streams of Bat Decisions and a lot of her other streams, the S-tier streams, all those collab streams that she had, she collabed with many VTubers that she loved, that she enjoyed spending time with. And why I say that is that I think that she wanted her June bugs to go visit all of those VTubers, myself included, sure, but all of those VTubers, because they could carry her legacy while she was absent. So if you're watching this, I don't need to do a shout out for my stream. You know who I am. But if you're watching this, go and take a look at those other VTubers she collabed with and go give them some love as well. I think that's the message that she wanted to impart. So, all right. That's enough about June Kaumari. By all means, if you have anything you want to say or chat, I mean, we're on this little conversational block at the moment, and yeah, throw your comments in right now. What I'll do is next time I get in touch with her, I can pass it along. Hey, take a look. Your June bugs had a thing or two to say. She does miss all of y'all. And what else? Sorry, I'm looking around at my surroundings, at my VTubing setup. Oh man, did I tell you guys I played the ukulele the other night? If you're on Twitch, or even if you're on YouTube, of course, but if you...
MinimiCursor96 said I was curious about you when I saw you on the Christmas tier list collab and randomly found you one day.
My God, that was funny. So, the story behind the Christmas tier list. I can tell you the backstory of that. Is that
Wes Narwhal said hello.
Hey, it's Wes Narwhal. How are you doing? How's it going? Fantastic. Great seeing you. I'm sorry that the chat rat / chat windows are a little bit wiggly wonky, but I'm glad you're here, Wes. We're getting into a little bit of a conversation block here where we're talking about June Kawamori, the
MinimiCursor96 said, Wes, how are you?
Yes, how are you, Wes? Please share with us. So I was going to explain about the Christmas tier list, which Mini-Me brought up, because that was the first VTuber collab I'd ever done. I'd been streaming for probably about a year, maybe a year and a half at that point, but I had never collabed with another VTuber. And I wanted to collab with a VTuber. I really did. Not just any VTuber, though. It had to be someone who I admired. Thought...
MinimiCursor96 said more than that, honestly.
Ooh, bookbinding.
Wes Narwhal said I'm pretty good. I started bookbinding as a hobby. Pretty neat stuff.
That is pretty neat stuff. That is actually really cool. That's really cool. Yeah. Bookbinding. And good for you for getting into a hobby, by the way. Everyone needs a hobby. So, to explain what was going on with the Christmas tier S list, because I'm not certain if everyone saw that or not. What happened was I was on YouTube, and I think I was looking through because I wasn't streaming on Twitch at that time. I was not streaming on Twitch. I was a solely YouTube streamer at that point. And I was searching the filter list for VTubers who had just released something, but who had a subscriber rate under 100 or so people. Maybe 200, maybe 500, I can't remember, but minimal subscribers. So not anyone with like 5.9 million subscribers, no famous people. I just wanted little independent VTubers. I wanted to find people who had amazing talent, who were incredibly funny, and who had vast intellect. I stumbled upon June Kawamori, the fruit bat, from 2 streams. One was that she released a music video of something, and she had a great set of pipes. And the second is that she released something, and it was just a funny stream. Her upcoming stream was a Halloween stream where she was reading a very old, if not the first vampire text, I think it was. And that amazed me, just outright amazed me. And if you go back into the comment section of the Halloween streams where she was reading those vampire, you can see me commenting for the very first time on a June Kawamori stream. So I kept watching her streams and I subscribed, and she was doing great. And then eventually one day, and I was trying to screw in my courage to approach another VTuber. Can I message this person? What would I say? What would I do? What if because I've got my own anxieties, of course. Y'all know that. I've got anxiety up the wazoo. And it just so happened during one of those times when Jun Kawamori put out a call, and she said, hey, I'm looking for another VTuber to do an S tier ranking list for Christmas. Is there anyone out there who would like to do it? And I think she kind of put the call towards Junebugs, but also towards VTubers. Just kind of a general call. I saw that and pounced on it. Within, like, I think 15 minutes of her putting out that message, I immediately messaged her. I don't even know what I was doing. Maybe I was at work. Maybe I was just hanging out. I don't know. But I immediately hopped on that and said, hi, I don't know if you know me. I'm a very small VTuber, and I think it would be fun if we collabed. And she said, yeah, okay. I think she humored me. I think she was like, whatever, you know, I'll look you up.
Minimi Cursor 96 said, I always wondered how you guys met for a while.
Yeah. And it was that. It was her putting out a call for Christmas S tier and me pouncing on it because I was so anxious to dive into a collab with any VTuber, and especially one I looked forward to collabing with, and she checked all the check boxes on my end. So she said, hey, let's hop into a Discord. Come on over to my Discord. We'll have a message. We'll just chat. She was vetting me. Let's just chat, and then we'll see if we can set something up for a Christmas S tier. And I said, yeah, sure. So we got together, and we probably about a week ahead of time or so, maybe 2 weeks ahead of time. And we just lightly chatted. Hey, how are you? How's it going? These are a few things. Oh, yeah, this is stuff to know about me. Okay. And we both, like, I had watched her streams, so I knew who she was, but she was vetting me. She didn't know who I was. But she figured out I was pretty cool. So now, if you go back and watch that original Christmas S tier list, watch the first 10 minutes of that. So what happened was about half an hour, and by the way, I'm like nervous, I'm shaking, I'm sweating. Half an hour before that stream, I pop into the Discord and I say, hi, am I too soon? Am I okay? And she's like, no, you're fine. It's all fine. And she's setting stuff up on her end because she was hosting the stream. She getting all the assets ready, all the music, the transitions. She's doing all the back end stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, can I help with anything? Okay. So she runs her intro. She plays the music. She opens up the Christmas S tier stream list. You know what I should do right now is I should see if I can pull that up. I'm going to see if I can pull it up, because those first 10 minutes were unhinged. Let me see. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show you right now what that was. We're gonna do a watch along, and I'm gonna show you right now what that start was. So buckle in, folks. Because we're gonna have some fun here. So I want to. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see what am I over here. Window capture, game capture, window capture. What I should do is a browser capture maybe, but we'll do a window capture. Chatrat's audio is good. Turn off the music. Turn off the fireplace. Let's open up a browser window. Temp X browser. And no, that's not what I wanted. Garbage that. By the way, in the comments, in the like all of you watching right now, Greed, Minimi, Wes, anyone else, have you seen this? Like, When's the last time that you watched this Christmas S tier list while I set this up? Temp XX. Select a window to capture. It's going to be that one. Add audio. Good, good.
Minimicursor 96 said not too long ago to be real.
Oh, then you know exactly what's going on then. You're in for the good stuff. That's good. All right. So what does this say? Back once again for this month's tier stream list, and we're keeping it festive with Christmas traditions. We're also in the excellent company of Tethercat, so it's guaranteed to be a great
Wes
time.
Narwhal said I haven't seen it. I found you Pine Night while looking through YouTube live streams a while ago.
Oh yeah, eh? Well, Wes, first of all, it's great having you aboard, as always.
Wes Narwhal said one.
So this was my first collab, which we'll get into. And I think June didn't know what was going to happen. As I said, we were chatting behind the scenes. She had no clue what was going to happen. And then I just launched. So let's oh, hold on a sec.
Minimicursor 96 said you knew me as the viewer that ate my sister's gingerbread house that was left alone on the table.
I honestly did not know that. Well, that's very funny, and I respect that. All right, it didn't load up, so let me try this again. Didn't do the audio. It's having trouble with the audio, so I'm gonna see if I can import audio. That's not it.
Minimicursor 96 said ah god wholesome times.
It really was. Temp. Yeah, that's not it. Before I get into further trouble where I'm showing windows where I shouldn't show, let's see if I can get this up and running now. What's the, oh yeah. It didn't work. That definitely did not work. Okay, let's take that out. Let's take that out. Let's add, sorry, I know that this is taking a little bit of a moment or two, so we're, I appreciate all of your patience on this. Monitor on. It's just
Minimi
not picking
Cursor
up audio.
96 said, no worries.
All right, I'm going to mute chat rat. Oh, that didn't work. Damn it. How do I get the audio from audio capture? Audio capture.
Just Dini said bstvwares on streambo.com, remove the
There is no audio happening. Crud. Well, okay, that's a failed experiment, and I apologize, everybody. Sorry about that. I know. Oh, you know what I could probably do? You know what I could probably do? I could probably add a browser source copy, add VLC video source, sure. Temp. Playlist. Add URL. Play. Properties. That didn't work either. We're just having no luck here? Is this what's going on? Transform. Screen. Cancel. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. Ain't happening. Apologize, everybody. So, anyways, let's get back to the conversation. Apologize, everybody. If you can, go and take a look at the Jun Kaomori Christmas tier list. I might as well just straight up link it in the description here.
Tethercat said https://www.youtube.
Okay, thanks, chat rat. And the first 10 minutes. So we've been, now I can come back. So I approached a VTuber, Jun Kaomori. I approached a VTuber and I said, hey, can I respond to your call for action? Can I join you on your Christmas S tier list? And she said, sure. Half an hour before then, me, nervous as all get out. I was incredibly nervous. And I said, is everything good? She set things up on the back end and said, yes. We started doing the Christmas S tier list. And there was a moment where one of the very first things that appeared was a woman decorating a Christmas tree. And for whatever reason, now you all know who I am now. Now you've had months and about a year. You now know who I am. Back then, no one knew who I was. I focused on that photo and looked for the discrepancy, and I saw that there was a yellow bottle in the background. Now, it was just a water bottle that maybe had a yellow tint to it, or perhaps it was a flower bottle. Who knows? But I saw a bottle that had yellow liquid. I unleashed. I described in depth how this woman had gone out of her way to decorate the Christmas tree at the expense of her own bladder. And I don't think Jun saw that coming. I don't think Jun Kaomori, the VTuber, realized how my sense of humor worked. Or how my logic functioned fires through synapses. She was taken aback. She was surprised. So that was the first 10 minutes. And after that, my anxiety got the better of me, and I said, maybe I overstepped some boundaries. I'm being true to myself. This is me, but maybe I should reel it in a little. So I lowered my usual antics. A hair, maybe 2 hairs. I just, I chilled out a little bit. After that stream had concluded.
Minimicursor 96 said, but you guys hit it off well.
For 3 hours we did that stream. I think that was a 3-hour stream, and we hit it off so well. We did other collabs after that. We did a Bat Decisions collab where both of us got drunk, and I'm not a drinker. So that was about a 3-hour stream where I got the drunkest. I was the most inebriated that I have been in decades. And once again, my filter was off. Her and I, we hit it off very well. We hit it off on stream. I loved showing up to her streams and helping her out. She became a frequent guest appearance on many of my streams, whether she popped in or was scheduled. Here's a bit of a sad fact, is that her and I actually did a formal collab on my channel for a formal Crime and Punishment. But unfortunately, we had technical issues, and the stream had to become privated. Things happened, and I had to, unfortunately, private the only other collab that I've done. So that's heartbreaking on my end. That was rough on my end. But so on stream, whether it was her channel or my channel, on stream, her and I had chemistry. We connected. We hit it off. Absolutely, Mini-Me, you nailed it. Off stream, we became good friends. We became solidly good friends. She became a part of my life where, when I was describing Tethercat activities to my friends and my family, I would say, and then I was playing this game the other night, and you know what the fruit bat did? And my friends and family soon became aware that somewhere on the internet, somewhere on the planet, was a fruit bat who was my friend. Now, I don't know if she was doing that with her family and friends and her association with a blue cat, but yeah, she became a friend, a personal friend, and she has continued to be a friend. And yeah, that's kind of the story of our first collab, and then how we hit it off after that. And June Kawamori is so infectious with her entire personality that everyone I've invited to on many of my streams, whether it's a Crime and Punishment stream, whether it's a like a cross-country Canada stream, or those really weird and oblique games that I do tend to pull up from time to time, she shows up, other people show up, and she instantly wins them over. They admire her. So yeah, she's one of the most underrated and fantastic VTubers and individuals that anyone has a pleasure of getting to know. And yeah, she misses all you guys. Sorry, Wes. I know that we're kind of going on about June Kawamori, the VTuber here. If you're not aware, Wes, or anyone else who might be watching or lurking, June Kawamori, the VTuber, has taken a little bit of a hiatus just to do some life projects to transition into becoming a full autonomous
Minimicursor 96 said, and you are now everyone's favorite cat grandpa, and she's an array of sunshine.
Well, thank you for that, Mini-Me. Thank you very much for that. And I've been kind of updating her community. June Kamori, her community are known as the June Bats. Sorry, the June Bugs. The June Bugs. So I've been kind of updating the June Bugs on how she's doing. But one of the things that June Kamori instructed the June Bugs to do is to go and take a look at other VTubers whom she has vetted, whom she has
Wes Narwhal said,
appraised.
wasn't she busy with college at some point?
Yes, she was. And she told me that she successfully completed her first year of college. That would, I guess, have been maybe a month or two ago. And yeah, so she had 2 years of college and she successfully graduated. I think it's a 2 or 3 year course. She successfully graduated year 1. And then obviously summer has hit. So you can imagine the pressures of, once again, trying to establish a brand new life. Things are happy. Things are very easy when you live at home, when you're in that middle ground, when everything is being set out and laid out for you, when family can cater and pick up the slack where you might not be able to. A lot of VTubers are very young for that matter because they have that familial support. And you'll notice that there's not a lot of VTubers who are in the age range of 30 or 40 because they've typically got families, they've got young families, they have children, they're dealing with their own jobs, their own pressures and stresses. There are not a lot of VTubers who are in their middle ages. And I apparently am a rarity for being above the age of 50. I have a blue sky list that I've been attempting to establish for any VTubers over the age of 50 to just get on board this list. And to get this list started, you need 7 individuals, 7 VTuber accounts for a starter list. I cannot find 7 VTubers who admit and who are over the age of 50. I have found myself, obviously, and I have found a few others, but I have not accumulated 7 VTubers over the age of 50 yet. On the bright side, VTubers are getting older.
Said you are a one of kind.
I don't know that I'm one of a kind. I am definitely one of a very small, select, elite number. And you know what? I'm cool with that. I'm very cool with that. Because I know that VTubers will age. Eventually, there's going to be hundreds in their 50s, thousands of VTubers in their 50s, tens of thousands of VTubers in their 50s. The future looks bright in that sense. But here we are in the early stages. Because VTubing has only been around for, what, 5 years? Maybe 10 years most? And, yeah. Yeah, about 10 years VTubers have been around. I like how Translation Chan is calling them veterans. You know what?
Minimicursor96 said their models will age with them.
I don't know about that. Look right here. This is Tethercat. Does Tethercat look 50? I mean,
Minimicursor96 said you age well.
Yeah, thanks. I have no... I mean, I'm doing this now. I'm above the age of 50. I'm doing this now. Do I have speculation or ambition to do this when I'm 60 and above? 70 and above? Yes, I would like to be a VTuber, and I would like to carry on Tethercat for the next 20, 30, 40 years until I reach the age when I can no longer be a VTuber. Will Tethercat age with that? I don't think so. This design If I look like this at age 50 plus, this design, I could see working for age 60 plus, 70 plus. It would be interesting to see what a Tethercat aged 20 or 30 would look like.
Minimicursor 96 said, well, your existence is perfectly amazing.
Now that's a compliment I can't accept because that's too much of a compliment. So no. But I appreciate it, but no. Yeah. Now will other VTubers have other designs? A lot of VTubers carry on a humanoid design. There are a lot of furry VTubers. Will those age? I don't know. I can't see furry VTubers aging in their avatars, in their designs. I can't see that. I can see humanoid viewers. Currently, one of my favorite VTubers at the moment is a VTuber who's currently streaming, by the way, and her name is Bree Mama, also known as Mom at Cookie Box. I think.
Wes Narwhal said, if I become a VTuber, I want to be bred and I will mold as I age.
See right there. Who was it? I think there's a VTuber called Doki or Doki Bird or Doki. And one of the VTubing models which she debuted was a tomato, which is beautiful. It's perfect. It's hilarious. Can you imagine a tomato aging? What is the shelf life of a tomato? So, I mean, you say that you want to be bred and mold as you age, but let's put expectations on that, shall we? Yeah. Yeah, the aging of a VTuber. And I would provide experience, my own personal objective, or maybe not objective, perspective, my own personal perspective on the matter. But I can't, because I've only been doing this for about 2 years as Tethercat. Been doing it for about 3 or 4 years prior. And VTubing has only been around a decade. You'd have to go to those elder VTubers, the Hachima, Shiro, Kizuna AI, Sora from Hololive. You'd have to go to the elders and ask them, will your VTubers age along with you? I'm not the one to answer this question.
Minimicursor 96 said, honestly, in a narrow-minded mindset, they'll be stereotypical and insecure about aging and being too old to do things. But you give a great example of being and enjoying as a VTuber at your age.
Thank you. Yes. And I think you're correct. I think you nailed it. There is a, by the way, I'm just, you know what ticks me off? Okay, let's make those comments visible. What you've nailed it. The current mindset, the current perspective is that of young adults getting into VTubing. I think in Hololive, one of the VTubers there is Marine, Hosho Marine. One of my favorite VTubers, by the way, who portrays a pirate. But for years, she insisted that she was in her late 20s. And it became part of a fan base, part of the comedy bit, where everyone started calling her grandma because they knew that she was past her 20s. It even got mirrored in the recent anime Oshi no Ko, which dealt with some idols who eventually went on to become, they incorporated a VTuber in there as well as becoming a stage presence. But one of the VTubers was also trying to stay 20 years old, which she clearly was not. You're right. They're going to become insecure about aging, not realizing that their fan base are going to be aging alongside them. And especially for the low-end VTubers with very few viewership counts, very few subscribers. If they're young, let's say a VTuber gets into it, age 20, just celebrated their 20th birthday, happy birthday, age 20, becomes a VTuber, there's going to be a certain majority of fan base that are also going to be roughly in their 20s, maybe a bit younger, maybe a bit older. And as that VTuber becomes age 25, 5 years will have passed for the viewers. Becomes age 30, 10 years will have passed for the viewers, and will have aged alongside the VTuber. So here I am, I'm age 50 plus. Honestly, I don't know if I have any subscribers who are in that age range of 50 plus. I would be surprised. Now, I do have friends and family.
My Cursor 96 said that, and there's the degeneracy and fetishes for older people.
Oh lordy. Yeah, there's that. That also comes with comfortability of being in one's own self, both as the VTuber and as the audience watching and contributing conversation. Oh yeah, we're degenerates. We are. I know I have viewers that are above the age of 50. Several of them are friends and family.
My Cursor 96 said we love women, to be real.
Actually, you know what? We love everybody. I am not putting any prescribed notions on gender bases, but we definitely love every aspect of all the genders, and that's prevalent through all the VTuber community. My personal predilection, yeah, on the Kinsey scale, I definitely am leaning hard towards women. If you were to look at the Kinsey scale, I would pretty much be a solid dot on the side of that image, leaning towards the women's. But I am not a full 100%. Anyway, that's the Kinsey scale. I know I have older viewers, and I know that because some of them are my friends and family, who do chime in from time to time, in the comments section, no less. Well, I'm like, wow, hey, but they stay pretty much quiet. They're not as constant or as vocal or as visible as many other contributors to the channel. I appreciate everyone who shows up. I appreciate everyone who joins in, chats, even who lurks. Yeah, it's always fun. It's always just fun. I have, every now and then, I have Japanese viewers, which is why I host Japanese subtitles. And you'll notice that there's not a lot of Japanese comments. And I'm pretty sure that there's not a lot of Japanese comments because intimidation. I welcome Japanese viewers, but I do understand that there's a language barrier. Still, I hope that they can appreciate the streams for what they are. I mean, hell, what's this one called? This stream here is called Zansatsu, which is the Japanese word for just chatting. And you know what? That's perfect. That's exactly what this stream is. And what many of my streams are. So, yeah, I'm definitely inviting. I think I offer an enjoyable stream. I try to entertain. Whether or not I'm actively playing a game or just chilling and chatting, I try and do my best. It infuriates me that I can't get that June Kamori stream. Can I do it through this? Let me see if I can. I'm gonna try one more thing here. So I'm still chomping at the bit. I'm gonna load up the stream in VLC, and then I'm gonna make VLC a window. And if this works, great, because we know it. And June Kawamori. She's gonna look at her back end statistics and be like, "Holy crap! How did I appear on so many? Who is spamming that Christmas stream?" She'll say at some point when she watches and sees it. Open network stream, paste, play.
Greed_1914 said fire up the orange traffic cone video player.
We're doing it. It's struggling, it's fighting, it's chewing on it. It's because I've got a lot of bandwidth going on here. Got a lot of bandwidth going on here. Oh wow, it says it can't do it. And it's giving me an error that would fill a phone book. Nope. None of that. Recent media trade. Not gonna work. Yep, that ain't working either. Yep, orange traffic cone can't do it either. Gosh darn it. Can I splinter off a separate tab? See if I can add that tab. Once again, if I can, great. If I can't, meh, whatever. Make source visible, sure. Add audio, sure. Whoa! Check it out, kids. Alright, so we got this going on. Now then. Ha!
We got this month.
Great. Alright everyone, we're doing a spontaneous June Kawamori watch along here. Now that we have audio. Sorry, let me get the volume back.
Stream. Hello, everybody.
So, once again, everyone, her and I had, spoken with one another prior, and then we had talked for about half an hour prior to the stream, and she did not know what she was getting into.
Welcome to the stream. It is time for this month's tier list stream for December, and I am joined by the lovely, the wonderful, it's Tethercat. Tethercat, say hi.
Greetings and salutations, June. Oh man, she had my volume down so low. And there's nothing I can do about that. I can't crank this stream's volume. I can't crank it because she will be screaming. And it's going to be difficult to hear me. So I apologize for anyone trying to listen to me on this watch-along stream. And June Bugs and anyone else who's watching. I'm Tethercat, the independent VTuber, and I'm just hanging around today. Haha, hanging around.
Yes, Tethercat is upside down on purpose. Guys, this is absolutely intentional. This is how it's supposed to be. Don't worry about it. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I noticed that you put me in the not for me and nope area.
That's not...
Was that as intentional?
No, that was... I wanted you to hang from A to... Do you want... Here, hold on. Hold on a damn minute. No. If you're gonna say something, I wanted you to sit next to me. But if that's how it's gonna be, we'll have you cover up chat up there. Is that? we got the Hounds.
That's perfect.
Oh my god, this is how we're gonna do
Minimi
shit.
Cursor 96 said the theme lore goes where it pleases.
That it does.
Already freaking started. It's fine. Merry Christmas, reversal. Welcome. Hello. So, maybe
S tier.
like
I commented I was in S tier must do. She had more laughs. We're just now at the 10-minute mark and I'm already unhinged. She's getting used to me.
a Christmas tree. The act of decorating a Christmas tree. What are we thinking?
I guess, if I may.
I let the guest speak first, yes.
All right. I think that it depends on the number of participants. What you see in that image right there is a solo person. This woman, she lives alone. She has a pee bottle behind her. She's not doing too well. So obviously this is the highlight not only of her year but possibly her decade and maybe even her life. Whereas you get into a family scenario and they gotta cook popcorn. Why? I don't know. They just do. And then they don't eat it. And that's horrible. And then they have to string it on the tree. And then 2 days later, it goes stale. And then they try eating it because they're hungry. And then they hate it. So, I mean, but at least they have floss because that's what they use to string it. I think that it depends on the number of participants. I would place that in a C tier list because it could fluctuate on pee bottle solo lady or floss popcorn family.
I don't know what I expected. None of the words that you just said in this very moment were any of the words that I was expecting.
See, breeding days with me, popcorn decoration makes no sense. I fully agree. Unless it's seasoned, in which case, okay.
I want to take my white cheddar smart pop and string it on mint scented freaking floss.
That's exactly it. Where do you think?
Minimi Cursor 96 said you entertained her with your first impressions very well.
Well, thank you. The pee bottle, like, she definitely was not anticipating the pee bottle. And I, throughout the remainder of the 2 hours of the stream, I continually referenced and made comment to the pee bottle to the point where I think it was 3 or 4 in. She said, "Stop talking about the pee bottle." And that's where my anxiety hopped in. And I said, "Well, okay, finally. Yeah, no. By the way, I did skip over the start of this. I skipped over the general introduction at the start. Do you guys want to watch the introduction? Because I just hopped straight over to the pee bottle bit. But did you want to see a bit more of the rearranging of the S tier list?
Minimi Cursor 96 said sure.
Yeah, let's do that then. So I'm there. We're going to rewind it back to where she moved me to a higher S tier.
Greed _ 1914 said now I remember watching this one, which is good since I see my name in chat.
That is good, because I think you were modding it or some such. Here we go.
Was that as intentional?
No, that was... I wanted you to hang from 18. Do you want... Here, hold on a damn minute. No. If you're gonna say something, I wanted you to sit next to me. But if that's how it's gonna be, we'll have you cover up chat up there. Is that? We got the ha's.
That's perfect.
Oh, I get it. So she put me on chat, like on the window chat, but my ears are covering up the C and the T. So I said ha. You can't see it because I'm talking, but when I'm not talking, it just says ha. That's why I was making that pun.
God, this is how we're gonna do shit. It's already freaking started. It's fine. Merry Christmas, reversal. Welcome. Hello. Oh my God. Okay, so
I don't know that I like it in the must-do category either. I mean,
What?
I'm not gonna dissuade you in your preference. Let's just put it at A.
Oh my God. Fine. Okay. Fine. You're gonna cover up. Okay. You know what? It's fine. Come here. You. Hold on. Okay. Fine. Is that good placement-wise? I'm gonna scoot you down just a little bit.
That's ideal.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. 18. This is totally correct.
Minimi Cursor 96
my
said
God.
Jingle Cats, Tethercat Spats.
Tethercat spats indeed. Man, I was feisty, and the majority of everything that's going on here is me being nervous. Like, this is my first ever collab. I was nervous.
God, okay. Well, guys, it is the month of December, which means the holidays are in full swing. So, fitting for today, our category, our theme overall is Christmas traditions. And I have quite a lot in store, and I'm very, very excited to see what you guys think about certain ones, and if we are going to argue about. I don't know if we're going to argue about any of them. Maybe.
You know what? If you're combative, I'm up for it. Let's argue about everything. Hey, is Santa a good tradition? Oh no, definitely not.
Oh God, I
Ding,
didn't
ding,
even
ding, round
put
one.
Santa as one, cause I was, I don't know, cause like in terms of a tradition, I tried to pick like things that you do, and I don't know if Santa, like the tradition of Santa Claus. Okay, Santa Claus is more of a concept.
Right.
It's not an activity or a thing that you do. Although, as you have pointed out, you did not want to sit in S tier because of must do. So therefore,
I also think that if I can't be in S tier because of must do, Santa also can't be in S tier must do.
what? Because otherwise, are you gonna fight Santa? Otherwise, what
No,
do you?
I just
what
don't
do
want
you
to fight
mean?
Mrs. Claus.
You don't want to fight Mrs. Claus. Oh my God.
Okay, one Tethercat versus 10,000 elves. Go. Who's gonna win? No, that's not happening.
Understandable. You know what? That's fine. Oh, hello, welcome in, JK and Mini-Me. This is PETA. We have JK. We will release him if you pledge your alliance to that vegan teacher and make sushi without the fish. Who is that vegan teacher? Who is that? Hello? Hello, Jinsun. How's your day? Thank you for checking in on me, Mini-Me.
Minimi Cursor 96 said there I am.
Yes, there you are. You made your appearance. Hail, hail, the gang's all here.
Oh, oh my God. I'm so off kilter already. We haven't even freaking started. Okay.
8 minutes, everybody. She's off kilter and it's only been 8 minutes. It's to say we hit it off is an understatement. To say that I threw her off her game is not an understatement.
Well,
What's the first one gonna be? That's gonna scare me
Stop.
because if we're off kilter already.
Okay. Well, as you guys can see in the background of the actual list, we have S tier as a must-do in terms of a tradition. We go all the way down to D tier. We have a section that's labeled not for me, and we have F tier, the ones that are actively bad. I set it as nope, not doing that. I don't think anything's gonna end up in that category, but we'll see the more that we talk about it. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I have preconceptions that there's going to be a few in there for the not for me, but until we hit them, I'm undecided. So yeah, let's dive in. I'm curious. I'm interested.
We won't know until we try. Is Tethercat okay? It looks painful just hanging by his tail. Well, hello, Crustpain. That's up to you if you want to share how your tail is feeling, Tethercat. I'm not going to make that a required topic.
Well, I'll tell you really briefly there, Crustpain. I've been hanging by this tail for so long that I'm used to it. So, no, it's not painful. It's just normal. But thanks for asking.
I was gonna say, the issue is when you turn right side up, because then all the blood feels weird, right?
It does, and I get the spinny eyes.
Yes, you do get the spinny eyes then. Okay, well, again, without any further
This must have been so confusing for viewers. First time watching. Who's this Tethercat character? Must have been so confusing. What? Spinny eyes? What the hell? Man.
Oh my gosh. We will get started. Let me grab the first one. Ooh, which one should I pick for? I mean, I think I know which one I'm gonna pick first, but gotta grab it. There we
How's
go.
it hanging? It's hanging normal, meaning me. Thanks for asking. Just ask Khalid.
Rekka, oh my god. Okay, well, we're gonna.
I was focused on reading chat. I knew that she had to do a lot of back end stuff on her end, so without coordination, like we hadn't discussed what roles we were going to play ahead of time. But I knew that she was doing things on her end, so I was constantly watching chat. I was like a hawk, reading every single comment on that stream. And the moment that something came up, I pounced on it. It provided we weren't in the middle of a conversation or a banter, which is why I was also reading names for the first time and playing with those names, hence Rekka and how far do you want to go on this watch along? Don't get me wrong, it's 2 hours. I don't want to go through everything. We can hit some hot spots. I obviously can't remember where the funny bits were. We've got a Christmas tree farm that we gauge. Gift giving and exchange, food, more food. Well, it seems like there's an extended period of chatting where food is concerned. Also, I could, now that I know what I'm doing here, we can throw on the bat decisions. If anyone's curious, to show some drunkenness. Some Tethercat drunkenness, but this initial conversation.
Minimi Cursor 96 said sure.
Let's hop right to the end, to the outro, and where we've ranked everything. Christmas sweaters, jeez. We should get into the gingerbread house. Let's do the gingerbread house. Because now you got me curious.
Agreed.
I love that it's above the Christmas.
Appreciate others celebrating it in that way, and it is very sweet.
Yeah.
What are you saying, June? Agreed.
I love that it's above the Christmas card thing. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah. It's a very specific Christmas card. Greed just said, what are you saying, June, about the lore of Santa?
The lore. Yeah.
I think Christmas has become more of a customary thing rather than a Christian holiday, like an American custom, I guess is a way of wording it. That's the capitalism, baby! It has become a capitalism holiday.
Absolutely. That's why we put the attending mass in low B, because that is essentially that.
Yeah.
For those who are not associated with religion, it.
Did I mention I was an atheist in that stream? Did I mention that? Actually, I remember telling June ahead of time when we were discussing. I said, hey, she said, anyone want to do a Christmas call to action? Anyone want to join me on my stream? I said, I'll join. Oh, and kind of, by the way, I'm an atheist, but I still would love to be on for a Christmas stream. She said, yeah, sure. So she knew. But then here I am getting into those people who
Minimi Cursor 96 said don't worry, God is an alien anyways.
True that. But she, here we are in this section here talking about, for those who are, maybe not fully subscribed to religion.
It's just a thing that other people do. And for those who are all about religion, it's something that is customary and traditional. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start getting into more esoteric ones. What are you whispering about with Monopoly? Oh no. Oh no.
Santa and his 8 silver tin dogs pulling a sleigh.
Oh God. Oh,
What? What? What did I? Santa and his 8 silver tin dogs pulling a sleigh? I don't get it. Okay, anyways. Gingerbread list. Here you go, Mini-Me.
this is one that I have very mixed memories about. But it is making a gingerbread house.
Right. I've tried doing that. I remember my family attempted to do it, and when you're hanging upside down from a pole, it's difficult.
That's
I'm not
hard,
gonna lie.
man.
Absolutely. Everything just falls to the floor.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I remember trying it and failing. I remember in school we tried it and failed, or at least I did. But I had a friend of mine in his family who absolutely adored the Christmas season, had a full-on display. They were affluent, of course. They had a full-on, like, full room of almost a, you know, those model train people create model train sets that are like utter landscapes. This family had that with gingerbread.
Oh
houses. So I
shit.
think that for those people who love it, it's great, and it's a fun activity that can, you know, it's food. Food is always fun. It's a social activity. It's festive. I'd throw it in A or B.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fair. I remember making at least a handful of gingerbread houses. One of them was in school, and I come from a very strong baking household, so Mom Mori hooked me up with the good stuff. She gave me all of the, like, actual for real cake decorating stuff, so I rolled up in 5th grade with just the most stuff, and I had the best time, but I still didn't win the contest, which is bullshit, but you know, that neither here nor there. That was in 5th grade. The other time I made
ask,
one.
this photo, is that your 5th grade?
No, that's not. No, I do not. I don't think I have an existing photograph, but the only other one that I did was, again, I was very religious growing up, and we did them at church for what's it? Our confirmation class? Something like that. Like, it was one of the activities that we did. But I do have some very fond memories. It can be difficult to execute, especially for, I don't know, there's certain people that have a knack for doing things like this and making it very pretty. Mom Mori also has an architectural degree, so we have fun doing it. But for some people who are not as, like...
There's a little gingerbread bathroom with...
Yes! But for other people who are not as crafty, I can understand them struggling to enjoy it. I'd probably put this in B tier behind church service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
I think that's an appropriate spot.
My entries usually looked less like gingerbread houses and more like gingerbread thatch huts.
Not the thatch hut. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yes, gingerbread houses loved. Gingerbread was extremely stale after the 2 or so weeks, though. I mean, you wouldn't, at least for me, we wouldn't make them to eat them. We would make them as like a, look, we're celebrating the season and this thing is technically edible, but it's just for pretty.
Right, and that's the problem. I went to my friend's house, and this affluent family had created their utter landscape, and they're like, so what do you think? And I'm drooling, staring at what could potentially be tomorrow's meal. I'm like, oh, yeah, it looks nice. You know, I'm trying to figure out how I can actually steal a room.
How to eat it! I love that.
How I can steal a room. Oh, man. It's interesting going back to these. I don't know if I've changed as a VTuber. I don't know if I'm different from this stream to this current stream, from the one that we're watching to this current one. I think I'm more comfortable as a VTuber, but I don't know that my personality or sense of humor has changed. Because there's some pretty funny stuff I'm ripping around in there. Anyway, Let's continue.
Stale or not? it's
Minimi
going in your
Cursor
belly.
96 said somewhat maybe, but still the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel I must have changed, but I'm just obviously I'm too close to the mirror image that I see waking up in the bathroom every morning to gauge what that distance is. I'm pretty close though.
What's funny is that Christmas isn't even really a Christian holiday. Its origins are pagan. Yeah, most of the actual like tradition stuff is rooted in paganism, and then the Christians
Yeah,
came
not just
along.
Christmas, it's every religion. I mean, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, most of them, somewhere.
the poor pagans, man.
That's Liverpool.
It's hard, man. Anyway,
Everyone celebrates. That's the best part of this holiday season.
I ate my little sister's gingerbread house last week. You ate it?
Good.
Oh my
Good for
god.
you. Kudos, Minimi. You did good.
That couldn't be me. I'm sorry.
Kudos, you did good. Look at me encouraging you. Oh, I love it.
Minimi
Good on
Cursor
you.
96 said still not sorry though.
No, definitely. Never be story. That. That's awesome.
Ooh,
And I hope that you like stared your sister in the eye while you were biting the chimney. Like just stare her down and
No.
just tear the chimney off with your teeth.
that's so
naturally.
cruel.
Okay, I don't know if I got into it later in this stream, but I've done that, which is why I bring it up with such conviction. When I was a kid, we had Easter morning, and of course we go to bed with the anticipation that we would wake up and suddenly the Easter bunny would bring us a whole whack of chocolates. I being such a child, I was ecstatic that I would wake up and get a sugar rush. But I think I wasn't quite 10 years old. I was younger than 10. And I woke up, and me and my sibling and all the other things that were happening. I remember I discovered, because there was also stuff hidden around the house, which was weird, but it was pretty lightly hidden. They wanted us to find it and not have to find it in August. Easter morning, I woke up, and underneath one of the cushions was a chocolate bunny. It was a chocolate milk bunny, and it had candy eyes, little yellow candy eyes. I remember hovering over this chocolate bunny and waiting for a family member, any family member, to view me. Yeah, because why do anything if you don't have an audience? And finally, one of them entered the room, and I held in both hands, I held this chocolate bunny out in front of me and screamed, like screamed, "Stop staring at me!" And then with all of the ferocity in my tiny little frame, I gnashed into the head of the chocolate bunny and bit the candy eye out and went, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." Now imagine you're one of my family members, and my family must have known who I was growing up. Here I am, starting to enter into my pubescent period as a preteen, and knowing my personality, knowing my sense of humor, they've been with me all my life. And they enter into the room, and here's this little Tethercat. "Stop staring at me!" Right on the eyeball of this chocolate bunny. I honestly don't know if my family was horrified. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever done to that point. Let's face it, I'm older than I'm 50 years old now. And I can assure you, I still recall this, and it's still one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life. And furthermore, if I, as the adult, ever encountered a small mammal who said that phrase, who uttered that words, and who justified that horrific display of eating chocolate, I'd have them committed. So, going back to yourself, Mini-Me, with the conversation of eating a gingerbread house.
Like stare.
Oh my
Good for
god.
you. Kudos, Minimi. You did good.
That couldn't be me. I'm sorry. Ooh.
And I hope that you like stared your sister in the eye while you were biting the chimney. Like just stare her down and
No.
just tear the chimney off with your teeth.
That's so cruel. My god.
Viciously.
It was just on the just because it was sitting on the table and you just ate it? Oh my god.
That's kind of cool.
It's like, well, it's sitting on the table. Fair game. Oh my god.
It's next to the sandwich. I
Jesus.
gotta make a choice here.
I gotta make a choice. Man, I'm really hankering for something sweet. Wow, look at this fully assembled house sitting on
It's
the table.
beautiful decoration. It's lit up. It looks like
It's
it's
so
gonna be mounted in the front
festive.
window. Oh,
Delicious.
man. Tony's grumbling on this one.
Oh my god. Okay, this.
Oh, that's amazing. All right, let's hop over to bat decisions.
Minimi Cursor 96 said one of the best highlights in the video.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Okay, that's weird. I popped it on, and it hopped over to some random time moment. Why? Doesn't matter. I'm going to rewind it like 20 seconds and we'll see what's going on. We're at the halfway mark, so I'm gibbled at this point.
Oh no, what did I do? Oh no.
Read.
Oh no. Hold on.
Oh, what's oh?
Hold on. Oh no. Uh-oh.
All right. Well, while June has a little bit of a issue, let's rewind it a little bit. Where should we go where I start getting completely drunk? Yeah, let's pop here. Hour 15 minutes.
So it kind of reminds me of Bejeweled,
Yes.
which was a really good game.
Yes,
And
it's
then
like
they came
Bejeweled.
out with Bejeweled 2, Quest for the Crown, or whatever it was, and they added a fantasy element, and they just started adding wizard spells, unnecessary.
Okay. That sounds exciting, Tethercat. Let's hop forward.
Okay, y'all, we're doing the get your bingo card and
That's brilliant.
and then have it ran.
You have done as well.
I feel like I should make bingo cards for the people that I regularly collaborate with, and then
That's brilliant.
and then have it randomized, like put it through a randomizer for what spots land where, and just be like, okay, y'all, we're doing the get your bingo cards out, because there are always certain things that are guaranteed whenever I hang out with the same
Yeah.
people. I should have done a fucking bingo
Okay, then-
card.
Then I have a question for everyone in chat, either live or on the VOD later,
Oh,
which no one's going to
God.
watch. It's on the VOD later, so let's face facts.
I'm going to answer this too because I don't know what the question is.
What would you have on the bingo card? I know June already has things in mind, but what would you, as the viewer of this stream, have as the bingo card option?
Interesting. Knowing June and her bat decisions, I would have the center square be Louis meowing. That would be the free square on a June Kalmori bingo card, is Louis meowing.
That's amazing. I encourage this. I hope that the next time, not only I hope the next time there's a bingo card, but once these bingo cards get produced, I want to go back and rewatch this VOD from start to finish
And
and
just
see how
fill out
many
a
I
bingo.
ticked off. Yeah, totally.
Oh my
But
god.
June laughing fit.
Okay, shut
all
the
right.
hell up.
Yeah. I mean, that should be center square. June laughing face should be center square.
God,
right?
it always happens. Every single time. There's no escaping it. I just wish it wasn't so early on in the episode already, because that was like not even 10 minutes in. God.
Oh, now I'm curious. What happened 10 minutes in? Shall we, everyone? Shall we? Four minutes. Yeah, let's watch the start of the drinking stream, and we'll get to roughly around the 10-minute mark, and then we'll pop on that one. Here we go, everyone. I'm curious. This is great. This little trip down memory lane.
Oh God, it's already starting. Oh no. Hello, everyone.
I think her and I were having some pre-stream preamble, and I just started making her laugh.
Welcome to Bad to Sit. It's me. Hi. You're probably sick of me already. Hi. I don't know why, but the background pic really makes me want to have kiwi. That's because there's a kiwi. Hi, everyone.
And in the foreground, there's a Canadian.
Oh God, guys, Tethercat is here. We're doing a Bad Decisions with Tethercat. This is
Greetings and salutations, everyone.
guys. You need to tell me volume levels. Does great.
And age verification checks. No one under 18.
Yeah, you're gonna get bonked if you're under 18. I have it set to 18 plus.
It's interesting. She was calling me Gramps by then, eh?
But if I see another one of you little fucks trying to sneak in here when you're not supposed to, mommy's drinking tonight. Y'all ain't supposed to be in here. Absolutely the fuck not. Turn his voice up. You got it. You got it.
Yeah. Do I? Hey, let me just say something quick here. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled.
We're not doing
peppers. How many peppers did Peter Piper pick?
We're not doing this.
This is a sobriety test.
We're not doing this.
That later on to see how good I am. Canadian.
That's not what I want.
Drinking. So, in Canada, according to Google, in most Canadian provinces and territories, drinking is at 19.
That's an interesting
there are
age to
3
pick.
provinces where the legal age is 18. So, yeah, if you're 19 and you're Canadian, double check with your province. You might have to also leave this. Although we won't tell.
I'm just going off of the Americanisms. You can be 18 or older as a legal adult to enjoy watching me, because if not, you're gonna get in trouble.
There you go. Anyone can watch me. I'm usually well kept and all ages. Anyway, I'm gonna get shit faced.
Well played, Tethercat. Well played.
Jesus Christ! Guys, we've already commenced the drinking. If you could, please help. Not the dehydration check. My God. Hey guys, just stopping by. I'll probably be done soon with some. If not, have a great stream. Thank you for stopping by, Mini Me. Good to see you. June is a bat, and yet it is the cat who is upside down. You know how it is, Greed.
I'll tell you, Greed, when you get me a bit more gibbled, and I'll be lying on the floor right side up.
Pre-game? What do you mean for shame? We gotta loosen up. What do you mean? You wanted me to come in here sober? You're crazy.
And with that said, June Kawamori, why don't you start us off with what it is that you have selected for your beverage of choice this fair evening?
Why are you hosting my show? First of all,
You're
Who
doing
said-
such a
who
superb
said
job.
Shut up!
We're already 5 minutes in, and you haven't even mentioned what it is that we've been pre-gaming with.
Okay, listen, guys, this is Bad Decisions, the talk show where we drink a bunch of alcohol and talk about dumb things that we have done in our lives or dumb things that we are planning to do in our life. Who cares? We're drunk and we're talking. I am drinking honey soju.
Let me just stop the
yuzu. Shut up. Honey soju, yuzu, and elderflower sparkling soju cocktail as one of my drinks. It's my sipping drink. And then I have made green apple shots using sour apple schnapps, sweet and sour mix, and Sprite. And that is what I will be drinking tonight. Grandpa, what are you drinking?
Before I get to what I'm drinking, I had a witticism, and believe me, these aren't going to be frequent because the more I drink, the more I drink. But you'd mentioned that honey one. What is the full title of that honey thing that you, honey yuzu suzu?
Honey soju, yuzu, and elderflower sparkling soju cocktail.
That's a hell of a lot of syllables. My immediate response to that was, that's a mouthful, which is really amusing because we're drinking. Now, as far as I go, okay, maybe it's amusing to me.
God!
I have in my hand a vodka cooler that is vodka cranberry, and I've got 3 of these.
Minimi Cursor 96 said
I'm not
soju is
a
strong from what I heard.
I've never had soju, and I think we discuss it within this stream that she describes what she's drinking. She describes the soju, and she probably gets into that. And then I mentioned that I would probably die of liver poisoning or some such. Is it strong? I don't know. I know that a cranberry vodka cooler is not, well, I mean, it's strong for me. I know that I had, I think, 3 of them and I got drunk.
My liver is probably pinker than a unicorn. Unicorns are white. Yeah, let's not question logic at this state.
Okay.
And I'll be going through all 3 coolers very shortly. And I don't know what my telltale signs are for getting drunk. I don't know if I start slurring my words. I don't know if I start. I don't know what my tells are. So this should be interesting.
I guess this is an experiment in the background too to see what type of drunk you turn into.
Yeah, I think I know what kind of drunk I turn into.
That was a very scary question for me. I've had experiences in my past dealing with unpleasant drunkenness, and I did not know if I would be or become that type of person. That was a very scary question that threw me right off guard. And I knew that I had to respond to it because we're in a stream, but it also, it was a bit of a wake-up call for me to not give in entirely to the stream. Of course, we're only 10 minutes in. I think it was probably around cooler number 3 where all caution was thrown out the window because I knew that I could be very comfortable in the presence of June and Kawamori and on stream. So, but wow, that question scared me when I heard it.
And it's not
In the background too to see what type of drunk you turn
Minimi
into.
Cursor 96 said 10-minute tether trauma.
Yeah, yeah, we hadn't even started, and listen to the pause, the big pregnant pause after she says her word, and my response.
know what my tells are. So this should be interesting.
I guess this is an experiment in the background too to see what type of drunk you turn into.
Yeah. I I think I know what kind of drunk I turn into, and it's not maudlin and it's not aggressive. I think I just turn into one of those quiet drunks. I just get really quiet and self. So, we'll see how it goes.
I think it depends on what I'm drinking, so we're gonna see what I turn into. Because the last time that I did a drinking stream where all I had was wine, I swear to God, I was a different person than any of my other drinking streams. There was something about just drinking wine and nothing else. I was on something. Versus drinking liquor, I can normally, like, be, for some reason, more tame. I don't know why that is. Universe? Nothing? Okay, great. Thanks. When I'm drunk, I just become a giggly bitch. I mean, it's fun that way. It's very, very fun that way. Have you had food? Yes, I ate a giant fucking meal. Don't worry. And I have water. I'll be fine.
And I also had a very large meal around 4 hours ago. I went to the local fish and chip shop and indulged in some tartar sauce with lemon and pickle, and oh, it was all good.
That sounds really good. I made 2 stupid giant chicken sandwiches.
Were those choices?
In terms of...
Stupid choices? Bad decisions?
No, like, it's just...
Wow, that liquor is hitting me. I thought, for some reason, I thought that was witty. That liquor is really hitting me.
For me, it's just a descriptor on how large the sandwiches were. They were stupid big.
Then is this entire stream a lie?
What the fuck?
Allow me to read. Installment 2 of the newest talk show, where the drinks are flowing and the choices are arbitrarily descriptors. It's bad decisions.
I need you to shut up and leave me alone. We've been streaming for not even 15 minutes yet, and you want to start shit with me? Absolutely the fuck not. I'm going to turn into an angry drunk. Oh my god! This is some bull. I'm taking another shot.
So I also have Pringles. I also have some Pringles beside me. I don't want to crack it open and get all like crunchy on stream. So anyone, how's it going, everyone out there? That
oh my god. Yeah, please don't do that on my stream.
So 3 hours. I know that we started to taper off and not drink in the latter half, so I'm gonna put it to say the 2 hour 20-minute, no, the 2 hour mark. Let's see, we took a bit of a break.
Minimi Cursor 96 said great start.
Oh yeah, and you can tell that we're comfortable in each other's company. She's calling me Gramps. We're drinking prior. We're both adversarial to each other, which you can only have when you have good camaraderie. So all right, I'm gonna fast forward it to the 2 hour mark here. 2:10. Let's take a look. Let's listen in on how gibbled we are.
The way that we are constantly talking over one another, at least as of lately, is more infuriating than normal. So I would say this. You are definitely more noticeably inebriated, I would say. I need to go pee. All of y'all are just gonna have to wait.
Okay, let's rewind it a little more. I probably asked her, hey, how am I doing inebriation wise? I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
America, there's Disneyland and Disney World. Which one's which, and which one did you visit?
Disneyland on it. So instead of wearing our normal, it's a very specific Mickey Mouse ear where it says performing arts on the front and it has like an emblem on it. So instead of
that little laugh I give every now and then, and it's probably my most genuine laugh. Sounds like a little tiny out of tune trumpet, a little bugle.
Wearing our normal hats that we would wear, we wore the ears when we marched.
That sounds oddly specific, but go on.
But we were there as like a whole week vacation, and we went to all the different parks that they had because they divide them up by like theme, and we were at the Hollywood one. And at the Hollywood one, there is...
Which is odd, because when you go to California for the Hollywood one...
Shut up,
Alright,
Grandpa! Okay, so at the
Yeah,
Hollywood
I'll just shut
one,
up. Please continue.
there is Rock and Roller Coaster.
Okay, so let's go forward a little more. I am definitely gibbled. Okay, that's a little too far. Let's rewind that a little bit.
Established group and marching band that we always hung out with, the same friend group. And for some reason, our running joke at that point in time was pretending to be rednecks. So when we all got on the ride, and the whole time that we were in queue and just hanging out with one another, we finally sit down in the ride, they're preparing to send us off. All of us are yelling, "Hell yeah, brother, yay!" like the whole time, and everybody else was like, "What the fuck is wrong with them?" Oh my god, but it was so, oh my god, that roller coaster specifically, I don't know if it was just because of the vibes.
That sounds like typical
so
teenage behavior.
It was so good.
It sounds like just teens being jerks and loving life and being fun. Like, that sounds fun. The Aerosmith angle totally kills me.
You don't like it as Aerosmith.
No, I appreciate with every ounce of my fiber of my being that it's Aerosmith. I love that. That is such an amazing facet of the story.
It's so
I'm gonna have
good.
to go back and rewatch this VOD so I can watch this sober and understand what the hell's going on, because having Aerosmith in there is just brilliant.
I don't remember, and we skipped too far ahead, and I'll watch it later, and I'm probably gonna laugh.
Probably find like a video that somebody took recording the whole, like, because while you're in, they make the whole waiting experience like an interactive kind of museum-ish feel, especially with what was it, we also went on it was our last day, we were in what's it, we were in the jungle park. I'm trying to remember all the names.
Wait, what?
Okay, listen,
Oh, I am out of my gourd. You can tell. I'm questioning everything. All right, we're not gonna watch any more of that. We'll call it quits on the watch along. That was good though. Wow, eh? Bad decisions and Christmas S tier list. A trip down memory lane. Man. Yeah. It'll be fun when June Kawamori, the VTuber, returns. That'll be nice. Oh, what time is it? We're at the bottom of the hour. Gonna take another hydration check. I almost pulled my back the other day, which, if you remember, I've had a bad back, and I've just recently recovered and been healthy for the past, I'd say past 5 days I've been healthy, and I almost pulled my back last night. I was really angry. So I'm taking it easy. Oh, yeah, this has cheered me up immensely. Getting to reminisce about all the fun times, not just with June Kawamori, but also reminiscing about everyone in chat and all the memories. It's been fun. And it'll continue to be fun. This is not going to be the end of this. Wait, this has definitely cheered me up. This has improved my my day.
Minimicursor 96 said the beginning of things are always light and wholesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And definitely that qualifies. Just fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know what's on my my schedule, my future here. Whether it's in the immediate sense, I know I'm going to be playing some games. I briefly touched upon it when I was doing a recap of recent events, and I got a little bit distracted just by chat. Not a bad thing at all. But last weekend, over on Twitch, I streamed myself playing the ukulele, because I own a ukulele. And I played it, and I did a live stream on Twitch. So I think, well, first of all, one thing is I want to learn how to play ukulele, and then I can do some music streams, and that'll be extraordinarily fun, and I will enjoy it immensely. And then hopefully I'll get good at ukulele, and then we can do a lot of those streams. However, I want to animate a cover song. I want to make a music video. I don't actually have any released music videos, any released animated songs. If you take a look at who I am as Tethercat and how I market or brand myself, I don't have a lot going on for me. No one clips my streams, and it's so small.
Minimi Cursor 96 said, "Oh cool, I'd love to hear you sing."
Well, hop on over to Twitch and take a look at the stream from last week. It's a very small stream. I think it's only like 3 minutes long. I'm not going to play it here. But I love singing. I love karaoke. I love singing. I have an entire list of songs that I love singing. I've even done a karaoke stream once or twice on here, on YouTube. And they've been bad streams, sure, just because circumstances of where I sing. But I think it would be a little different if I got a ukulele out and had that to go along with it. I would love to do something like that. And then, furthermore, record myself and play ukulele on stream. I think that would be very fun. Well, animated music video. And as a test for that, you'll notice that the thumbnail for this particular stream is of Tethercat wearing a suit and tie standing next to a microphone. That's the conceptual image for a music video that I wanted to create in that exact style, with that version of Tethercat wearing a suit and tie. Yeah. So anyways, that's the thumbnail for this stream. Yeah, so that's something that I wouldn't mind doing. Oh, I play games, do a read-along. I mean, here we are here in this beautiful fireplace-lit room with a blanket and a book in front of me. So yeah, read-along streams. But without assistance, as I say, no one clips my streams. So without assistance, it really does fall upon me to produce my own content. And I understand that, and a lot of VTubers do that. But a lot of VTubers also have very malleable brain folds, whereas mine are quite old and full of calcium. I have old person calcium brain. So it's a little bit more difficult for me just to pick up the old clipping tool and make a clip. Let alone a music video for that matter. But no, it's stuff for the future. Stuff that I have ambition toward. Stuff I'd like to do. Yeah.
Minimi Cursor 96 said, "Enjoying the stream so much, never thought of it."
Well, and I don't anticipate, and I don't ask. I mean, I would love to be clipped, but I don't know. It's not something that I don't monetize my streams. and I don't ever expect to make money off them. Similarly, I don't ask anything of my viewers other than the occasional poll that I'll put up on YouTube where, hey, can you help me name a character on this game I'm playing? So I thoroughly enjoy engagement with everyone who watches my streams, but I don't expect engagement, which is why it's wonderful when it happens, but it's also incumbent upon myself that if anything has to get done, I do it. And I'm comfortable with that. I accept that. It's also the reason why nothing gets done. Why I have very few clips, very few streams. Do you remember the hockey costume related stream? This one. Remember the hockey costume related stream when I did a costume reveal? That took me about 2 days to find music, to learn how to use an editing program, to clip together all of the costume elements, to film it. And it was so difficult. And I released it, and I think it's one of my lowest viewed videos. I think maybe 20 people watched this video. That took me 2 days to figure out. I'm so incredibly proud of that hockey video, that outfit reveal. and it was nothing more than a drop in the ocean, but I'm still proud of it. So yeah, anyway, I do have ambitions. I have tons of ambitions for Tethercat. It's a skill level. Alright everyone, I'm starting to feel sleepy. We've been streaming for about 2.5 hours at this point, so what's the takeaway? Well, let's summarize. I am having difficulties getting Stream Ninja to get Twitch on board, which I'll work on. Jun Kaomori misses all of you, and we find great humor in her valued contribution to the planet. And I've got plans for the future, but who knows what they are. Also, my back is healed. Yay. That sums up this entire Zensatsu. With that said, I'm gonna be calling it. I appreciate everyone watching, everyone tuning in, everyone joining along. It's always fun. But now it's time to wrap things up, and I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat.
Greed_1914 said Dino Dance.
Dino Dance indeed. Greed, you know what I love most is that you throw on
96
these...
said thanks for the stream.
You always throw on these little Twitch emotes, these little emoticons, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube, and it always throws me off my game, and I love it. I'll be doing something and I'll hear rhinoceros truck ballyhoo candy corn, and I'll have no idea what that means, and it absolutely thrills me whenever that happens. It makes me laugh, so keep it up. I love it when you do that. Never stop being you. Same with you, Minimi. Never stop being you. Same with you, West Narwhal. Never stop being you. Everyone, take care. Have yourselves a great evening. Thanks for cheering me up. Thanks for the trip down memory lane. And yeah, as always, the catchphrase which I've adopted and I'll use till the end of time. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.
Minimi Cursor 96 said thanks for Throwback Thursdays. Tethercat said only because Theater Thursdays got a hard copyright smack last week. Minimi Cursor 96 said worth the weirdness. Tethercat said always, LOL.